So the impacts of driving alone and transportation in general is quite large. Transportation is 27% of US greenhouse emissions. That's the largest source of greenhouse emissions in the United States. Air pollution contributes to lung cancer, asthma, and other serious diseases that we know are on the rise. And pollution at intersections and traffic jams is 29 times higher than out on the open road. So idling in traffic jams and at stoplights increases the risk of pollution entering your car. Even taking the carpool lane will help you mitigate some of the pollution that's coming into your car. If you are driving alone or stuck in traffic jams, windows up and circulate that air to reduce the amount of pollution coming into your car. Driving alone is the lowest fuel efficient form of all transportation. A fully occupied bus is 6 times more efficient, and a fully occupied train is 15 times more efficient than driving alone. Coming down to the citywide emissions, the city of Irvine conducted a greenhouse emissions inventory in 2019 that found 51% of greenhouse emissions was caused by on-road transportation, 95% of that coming from cars and light-duty trucks. So not the semis or construction equipment. That's 95% from transportation. And that is 2019. We did have the pandemic years, but we do also know that traffic is pretty much back to normal, maybe a little bit more during different times of the day, but it's the same amount of pollution getting put into the air. The impacts of car on the road include other things aside from just your emissions coming out of your exhaust. Tire dust is actually the most common microplastic in the ocean now. And this video shows you from the Tire Collective is a organization that's trying to reduce tire dust. And as you can see, the tire moving and then the dust particulate matter coming off of that tire. Just to give you a little bit of a visual of what tire dust is. There's 6.1 million metric tons of tire dust in our air and waterways annually, and it has also been found in the Arctic. Wear and tear on roads also makes cars work harder, which means more emissions coming out of your car. And even fixing the roads from potholes and stress cracks in the roads produces more emissions because of the construction crews that need to work on fixing those roads. Idling in traffic burns 1/4 gallon of gas every 15 minutes. So essentially, when you're idling in traffic or stuck in a traffic jam, you're getting 0 miles per hour. Getting even more granular, if you want to look at an individual commute, you can do so by looking up carbon calculators online. This one we found from carbonfootprint.com. And this individual is a commuter driving about 33,000 miles per year. Their carbon footprint from driving alone is 13.18 metric tons of CO2e, which is made up of carbon dioxide and other numerous gases that are released when fossil fuels are burned. Burning 1 gallon of gas creates 20 pounds of carbon dioxide compared to the 6.3 pounds that the gas actually weighs itself. And this person, let me see, so 13.81 metric tons is 72,752,572 pounds of harmful gases. To put that into perspective, one mature tree absorbs only 481 pounds a year. So to offset this person's commute, it would take 224 seedlings growing for 10 years or 18 acres of US forests doing its thing for an entire year. So Metrolink also has a personal impact calculator on their website, and you can see this link below that you can check that out. And this is to see how much a person would save by how much emissions a person would save by commuting via train. So I put in the calculator a commuter coming from Riverside 20 times a month in a small crossover SUV. And by taking the train, that commuter would save about 6 metric tons of CO2, which is the equivalent of nearly 700 gallons of gas a year, nearly 7,000 pounds of burning coal, a lot of smart chargers being charged annually. And that would take, if they didn't take the train to work, they would need to offset by having 101 tree seedlings growing for 10 years, or 8 acres of US forests absorbing carbon in a year. And then of course, there's also the cost savings of driving alone versus taking the train. Obviously, you'll be saving a lot of stressful hours of sitting in traffic, and savings on gas and wear and tear.